Sunburn, dude.
What's going on, golf addicts? Welcome to the RBC Canadian Open DraftKings show 2022. DB here. I got G Money, the kid, young Garrett. You know him, young Jeezy, our Corn Ferry Tour expert, former caddy, young whippersnapper, too big for his britches guy. You see him on the Tour Junkies channel, I know. So here he is. He's filling in for Pat tonight. I was on vacation last week. Pat's on vacation this week. We had Caddy House last week, which we appreciate him coming on, filling in. But now we got Garrett. What's up, dude? You feeling good?
What it do?
So you were sipping on the tequila the last show. Is that you still doing that? You still got that?
Started like.
What, you cooking some bagel bites over there in your little?
Nah, man, I'm cooking popcorn, man. Started like a little halfway up, and now we're
dear.
Glass 3
popcorn. Nice. I'm doing a little. I'm still in beach mode, man. So I got me another Corona in this sweet Brookline Golby.
Another 3.5% or Corona Light. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Those things get you sober the more you drink. I do love them though.
They're just good with a lime,
I'll tell you what's not good. That Mark Wahlberg shirt you got on.
This thing is BA. You need to hide your wife. Hide your wife around.
I love how the microphone's covering the fact there's no button. It's a little stretch elastic thing.
Yeah, man. It's a t-shirt polo. It's just a t-shirt polo.
Feels fresh. To each its own.
God, I could swing so freely in this right now. I could come over the top, like I've never come over the top before in this thing. It'd be beautiful. Listen, we're pumped about the show. I mean, it's RBC Canadian. How can you not be pumped? You know what I mean? Right? But it presents you by our friends at Fantasy National. FantasyNational.com/TJ is where you go to get the hookup. 20% off weekly, monthly, or annual memberships on Fantasy National. We've been using them for like 5 years now. It's a trusted source. All your PGA Tour data, all your ShotLink data comes in there. It's all licensed and pure, so it's right, it's pure, it's true. It's like the Bible for PGA Tour stats. And there goes Garrett. He's going to get his popcorn, or maybe he's going to run and sign up for Fantasy National right now. Maybe that's what he was doing. Anyway, that's where we go. If you need lineup builders, optimizers, stats, recent form, course history, build your own model, run simulations, check ownership projections, FantasyNational.com/TJ will get you going and get you that 20% off. So check it out. Garrett, I had you come on. I'm glad you're on. Your Corn Ferry Tour show, the podcast you do, a lot of times it's just strictly betting, which is cool. Betting on the Corn Ferry Tour, because we don't really have great contest offerings for DraftKings, for DFS, for Corn Ferry. Or you do a lot of good interviews and stuff with caddies and players and whatnot. So I know you're not really a big, an avid DFS player, which I think is going to be cool for this, because I want you to ask questions where you feel like you need to ask them, and chime in. You texted me before the show and asked me what a GPP was. You texted me about 44 minutes before the show started, which is cool, because I gave you the rundown like 48 hours ago and you waited till the last minute. Typical 28-year-old thing to do. But you text me, what is a GPP? And I get it. I get it. There's a lot of terms. There's a lot of terminology. There's a lot of jargon. There's a lot of just stuff that probably we spew out on a week-to-week basis that maybe beginners or people that want to get into this, but it's confusing. So I definitely want us to have a dialogue here. Now, I know you have picks because you know golf and you know these players. So we're going to get your picks, but feel free as we move along to stop and ask, like, DB, what is this? Teach me here. Let me teach you, young grasshopper. Cool?
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah.
You cool with that?
No, I mean, I'll be honest. You're right. DraftKings, not my whole deal. Love betting on golf. Love betting on NBA, but the whole DraftKings thing, it's kind of new to me. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
I mean, Corn Ferry Tour, it's not even a thing. So what are we doing?
Yeah, I wish it was. Maybe one day. I do need to make a couple of announcements before we get to the top of the board here on DraftKings. Yes, Pat is on vacation this week. He's in Disney World hell. So no Pat this week. No FGS this week from Pat. So you get nothing from him all week. So anyway, not happening. U.S. Open. U.S. Open, long story short, we scheduled a Scotland golf trip in the fall of 2019, okay, for the summer of 2020. Well, we all know what happened there. It got pushed back to 2021, now 2022, and our dates had to change because the Open Championship is being played at the Old Course in Scotland. Long story short, so the Tour Junkies are going to be doing a U.S. Open show from the home of golf and the site of this year's Open Championship St. Andrews, Scotland. It should be an awesome time. I don't know if it will be live. I don't know what kind of internet we're going to have, but we all leave on Friday. The show will be me, Pat, Ben, and Kobe DeBose, who a lot of you know. Kobe in the Nut Hut chat. He's a listener. He's a very good DFS player. Won about $500,000 on DraftKings between Masters and the RBC Heritage just a couple of months ago. He's going to join us. So there's going to be 4 of us on the mic for the U.S. Open show. And we don't know what other content we're going to be able to put out because we're going to be playing a bunch of golf in Scotland 5 hours ahead. But we're going to get a show out, just not sure when. Stay tuned. But when it drops, it'll probably be electric. We'll probably be very deep in the Guinness and having a great time in person. Should be a fun show. I'm just telling you, I'm not sure what the content schedule is going to look like for the U.S. Open. So bear with us and be patient. And pray for me as I'm going to be in Scotland with Pat and his twin brother for 8 days. So
babysitting Pat.
Yeah, I'll be babysitting Pat for the next 8 and his brother for the next 8 days. Okay, Garrett, let's get into this. The top of the range on DraftKings. We're going to talk the 9K and above range. Starts with Keith Mitchell. Works up all the way up there to Scotty Scheffler at 11-1. Chris Kirk there at 9,100. He's been playing good. Adam Hadwin, Canadian, had him a little hole-in-one earlier in the last week. Tony Finau, where he be now, 9,400. Corey Connors, the favorite Canadian, at 96. Fitzy, HV3, Sam Burns coming off another win a couple weeks ago. Shane Lowry, Cam Smith playing good again. Rory's doing his thing. JT, Scotty Scheffler. That is the 9K and above range on DraftKings.
I can't believe Rory's playing this week.
Well, he likes to play a week before the major, though.
Yeah, he does.
That's what he's saying. Yeah, that's what he's saying. So I guess the thought here is, first of all, I do not like the 6K range at all. I like one name in the 6K range. So it's going to force me to make some decisions up top because I can't play too many of these guys in the 9K and above range and then not have to dip into the 6K too much. I'll have to be careful here. I don't know how much Scheffler I'll be able to play because I want a couple of guys in this range. Finau is attractive to me up top. I like Tony Finau. I like the top 5s that he's had recently. Where's he been? At the Charles Schwab and the Mexico, runner-up at Mexico, T4 at Charles Schwab. I like Finau a good bit at 9,400. And I like Chris Kirk at 9,100. It scares me a little bit. This is his 4th week in a row. And $9,100 Chris Kirk, I don't really love that much, but I don't hate it. Other than that, I'll probably just play the lower owned between 3 guys right there at the 10 and 9.99 range. That's Shane Lowry, Sam Burns, and Fitzpatrick. I like all 3, but I'll probably just play the lower owned of those 3 and roll from there. The fade for me in this range, and you're probably not going to like this, Garrett, but is Adam Hadwin. And it's only because, we talked about Adam Hadwin on the betting show. I don't mind Hadwin at 45-1 on, in terms of an outright card, but $9,300 on DraftKings is a very high price to me, Adam Hadwin, even in this field. And I'm not convinced that the Canadian pressure is a good thing for either him or Connors or whoever. I'm not convinced it's a good thing. So to me, the fade in this range is Adam Hadwin. It just, when you look at the names here, even towards the bottom of this 9K range, when it starts to fall off, he just feels like the name that doesn't belong. I mean, Sebastian Munoz has been playing really solid lately. Chris Kirk's been playing really solid lately. Keith Mitchell's a dog. Adam Hadwin just feels like the one name that's like, ooh, this is the guy they forced up into the 9K range that probably shouldn't be here. So I think I'm out on Hadwin. That's my range. Those are my picks. I would say if I'm playing cash, I would say Finau is a lock for me in cash for sure. And I'll probably just stick with that. Probably start there and then load up on some 8K and 7K guys. All right, Garrett, the floor is yours. Ask away or give some picks.
Let me ask you this, though. What's a reason? This is where I'm kind of elementary novice to all this. What's a reason to bet somebody outright and not in DFS? If I like Adam Hadwin, why wouldn't I just throw him into DFS too?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the biggest answer and the most basic answer is that you have to remember that DFS is a game against other people, right? It's a game theory situation. You're playing against possibly thousands of other players And so game theory is involved. And what game theory, the biggest piece of that game theory is ownership leverage, and is the giving yourself positive EV situations when it comes to making picks with high ownership, with low ownership, whether you choose to eat that chalk, and play the popular guys, which we talk about all the time, or you choose to fade the chalk, or you choose to, maybe kind of play the chalk, but maybe play them a little bit higher than they're projected to play, what have you. Like, it's a game against other people. It's not just against the bookie or the bookmaker or the line maker. So that's really the biggest reason. So if I think Adam Hadwin, I mean, I think he's a decent outright value at 45-1. I mean, it's 45x my money if he wins. I think he's a decent value there, but I don't think that he's a decent enough value at 9,300 in DFS, because it's a different game. I've got to fit 6 guys in the salary cap. I've got to have guys in my lineup construction in my roster that are lower owned players that I can have leverage with, that have upside. Now, Adam Hadwin may be a lower owned player by the end of by the time Thursday rolls around. Ownership projections may say that Adam Hadwin's going to be a guy that people are going to pass up and overlook. And so one play is that you could play him and say, well, I do think he's overpriced, but I'm going to embrace that, and I'm going to pivot, and I'm going to go contrarian here, and I'm going to play him anyway. You can do that. So it's really just I think then it kind of comes down to your style and the player and what you think about the player. But that's why you would play, you may bet him outright. And we do this all the time. Like, there are plenty of weeks where I'm like, yeah, I'll bet that guy outright, but I'm not touching him in DFS for that reason. And I don't think you should do that a lot, but there's always a handful of guys every week where we do that. Does that help answer your question?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I'm in the sense of, if I'm going to bet a guy outright, I mean, the winner of a DFS lobby, if you have the winner, you usually have the winner of the tournament.
You need to have the winner. Yeah, but
Got to have the winner.
But the difference is, like, the reason why, okay, like you may say, yes, I think Adam Hadwin can win the golf tournament, right? So do I. If Adam Hadwin were 15-1, would you bet him?
Absolutely not.
No, because it's a bad value, right? Like, but at 45-1, you're like, okay, that's worth my money. It's the same thing. It's the same thing in DFS. I don't think he's a good enough value at 9,300 when normally he's a $7,500 guy. I don't think he's even in a dog field where everybody kind of moves up a little bit in price.
But
When I look at
they don't adjust the DFS lines basically in linearly to the outright lines.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of correlation. There's a lot of correlation typically between the DFS pricing and the outright lines. Yes, there are outliers. Yes, but there is correlation there. But I mean, it still doesn't mean that he's going to fall right in line with, if he's 45-1 over here, he's always going to be, 9K over here, right? It doesn't work that way all the time. I just think when you look at the names around him, I mean, to me, it's just not. It doesn't seem. I mean, Tony Finau is the name right above him. Okay, and Tony Finau's 30-1 outright. Hadwin's 45-1 outright. Like, there's a gap there for sure. I just think the price is not right for him. You got to think, like, you have to have.
Oh, so you look at the delta between the outrights, the
Sometimes.
DFS guys and the outrights, where they're at.
Sometimes the reason that the ownership thing matters, like the reason that ownership and like that matters, is because, like, you're trying to maximize your expected value to win these things or take down one of these things or finish in the top 1% of these things, right? And in order to do that, you have to pass all these thousands of entries that may be ahead of you. And if you don't have players that are low owned players that not a lot of people are playing, if you don't have some of those in your lineup that are popping, that are playing well, then you're not. It's harder to pass the people in front of you. If you play all the chalk in your lineup and you play all the popular plays that a lot of other people have
Everyone's playing
rostered,
the same thing.
then
Yeah.
it's very hard to move up because you don't have that piece in your lineup that's going to take you up and over. On the flip side, if there's a really popular player and you don't have them and that player starts sucking, then you're making up ground because everybody else is losing,
Gotcha.
right? So you have to think about it because you're playing a game against other people. It's not like betting outrights. So again, I do like Adam Hadwin this week. In a vacuum, I like him. I think he's a decent value in the outright market, way more so than, say, a Corey Connors. I didn't like Corey Connors' number at 22-1. But at 9,300 on DraftKings, it's too much for me to pay. So I'm paying a top-tier price on DraftKings for a guy that I think has too little upside and possible low floor for that price. It just feels too expensive to me. Do I think he can win? Sure. I mean, a lot of guys can win in this field, but that doesn't mean I'm going to play him, right? So, good question. Who are the guys in here you like?
What's FPPG?
I do like Mr. Fino. FPPG, fantasy points per game. Is that you're looking on the DraftKings app?
Yeah, I'm looking on DraftKings.
Mm-hmm.
So I like Adam Hadwin, I like HV3, and like Corey Connors.
Okay.
All the guys. HV3 coming in at 9,700. Corey Connors 9,600. I don't know if we're talking fading, but I kind of see what you mean in this whole thing. I think JT. I'm out on JT at $10,900. I just don't think it's. I don't think his motivation's there.
Probably not going to be motivated this week. I can see that. I can see that a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. I like that. Good dialogue there. Good dialogue. Robert's asking, so I don't like Mr. Fino. Yes, I do like Fino. I said I like Fino.
You also talked about some people in the 6,000 range, and then you're talking about how you got to pick some people that value whatever. You know, why not Mr. Higgs? Why not the big rig at 6,800?
Well, we're not at the 6K range yet. Hang on. We'll get there. The reason that matters to me
like nobody in the 6K range.
I like one name, and it's not him. The reason it matters too, though, is like when I'm thinking about building a lineup, if I really feel like there's a lot of names in the 6K, to me, when DraftKings lets go the pricing, like I go to the 6K first. I'm kind of a nerd. I'll scroll all the way to the 6K and start scrolling up to find the guys in the 6K range that I like. If I have a lot of guys in there that I like, then I can go, ooh, I can really load up with some 10K, 9K studs because they're going to eat up a lot of salary, but I like the value of some guys here in the 6K range. I can still build lineups and feel good about it. When I don't like a lot of guys, then it makes me feel like it's going to be a more balanced week for me, which means like I'm probably going to stay more in that mid, 8 to mid 9 range at the top and live in like the 7K spots. Like maybe I'll have lineups where I don't have any player in the 6K range at all.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? So like it's one of those. That's where I go. When I open the app and see pricing is out, I scroll straight to the bottom. And if it's a week where I find a lot of those 6K guys I like, then I'm like, cool, game on for these 10K boys. But if not, and it's not like you can still play 10K players and not have to get into the 6K range. Yes. But normally it doesn't quite work out that way.
So who you like in the 8K range?
Yeah, let's get to that. Before we do though, Pat normally does this ad read because he uses Sunday Lawn Care all the time, and it's really helped out his lawn. Thank God, because he needed all the help he could get. But it's summer's here, spring is coming out, summer's here. Your grass might be getting burned up. You might have crabgrass going on. You don't want any of that. You're worried about chemicals and what it's doing to your lawn and all this kind of stuff. And you probably don't think about all the damage that stuff could be doing. And Sunday can help you grow a beautiful lawn without the guesswork or the nasty chemicals. They have custom plans that include fertilizer and everything you need to easily care for your lawn, and with ingredients that you can trust and feel good about your kids and pets being around. That's important. It's kind of crazy. You go on their website, you put in your address, they have like the satellite data, and they pull data about your area, about your grass, about your soil, about your house, about your yard. They measure everything from the satellite photo. It's kind of crazy. And then they send you everything you need. You go to sunday.com, put in your address, and they'll do all the analysis and stuff. And they'll give you a personal nutrient plan and deliver it to your door right whenever you're ready for it. And then all you do is attach the pouch, ready-to-use pouch, to a garden hose, and you spray it. It takes about 15 minutes. That's it. And it really works. Sunday is offering our listeners 20% off. Full season plans, the whole season, start at just $129, and you get 20% off at checkout when you visit getsunday.com/junkies20. getsunday.com/junkies20. That's 20% off your custom plan at getsunday.com/junkies20. Shout out to Sunday Lawn. They've been taking care of us for a long time. Garrett, you were just moving around. How hammered are you right now on a scale of 1 to 10? Where are you right now? You're snacking. You're moving around everywhere. You're in and out. You're drinking a bunch of tequila. You've been drinking all day on the golf course. I
Well,
feel like I'm actually doing the show with Pat again.
Well, I feel like I muted myself, and then Sam took me off the thing for the ad read, so that was a good prime for me to munch down.
What was that? Was that a gong? Nice.
I think it was my link. I don't know, 8.1,
8.1.
7.9 maybe.
Definitely there, huh?
I'm a little banged up.
All right, let's talk about the AK range, Garrett. Patrick Reed, Justin Rose, Sahith Thigala. Did you ever meet Sahith when you were
Sahith.
caddying on the Trade Tour? No. He says
He didn't even have status. He was like mundane and stuff. I know him.
Okay. Johnny Vegas, Mackenzie Hughes, Rasmus Hogard, Brendan Todd, and CT Pan. Well, I know one name in here you like. Why don't you give me a couple names you like first?
B. Todd.
Yep.
There's a guy that I don't know if I mentioned. Actually, oh no, this is 7.9 range. 7,900, I guess, is not in this range. Man,
that would not be in this range.
I like B. Todd here, and well, Mr. Waffle House, Mr. Scattered, Smothered, and Covered, Mr. Mac Hughes. Mac it up, baby. Let's go.
Okay. Yep. So for those of you who did not watch the betting show, me and Garrett got into a debate because he likes Mac Hughes. I don't. And we spun the betting wheel. We spun the bet wheel on the betting show. I took CT Pan. He took Mackenzie Hughes. The loser has to go to Waffle House and live on Instagram or whatever. You have to eat 10 waffles at Waffle House, which neither one of us really believe we could actually do. But we'll give it our best shot. I mean, I would not do it plain. No way. I would put peanut butter on them and syrup.
Yeah, but that's more calories, more sugar. Like that's harder to do.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably go lighter on the. I mean, I would probably.
You're not gonna put peanut butter on 10 waffles.
No, not on 10. Not on 10. But
you got to go Kobayashi. You got to stack that, roll that, and load that in, dude. You got to be efficient.
I don't think I'm cut out for that. I just don't think I'm cut out for that.
Well, you better hope CT Pan has a week then.
Yeah, I do hope CT Pan has a week. I feel better about him having a week than I do Mackenzie Hughes having a week.
Yeah.
But yeah, my plays in here are definitely Johnny Vegas and CT Pan. I love Johnny V, 2-time winner of the Canadian Open, different courses, but obviously loves him from Canada. 3-time winner on the PGA Tour, playing well. His length is going to be an advantage here for sure. Coming off of 15th at TPC Potomac at Avenel Farm, back to the Wells Fargo, where he gained 10 strokes with his irons. My God, man. The guy's got upside. The guy's got real upside. I think Johnny V is a very nice play here. And yeah, CT Pan. I'm a new CT Pan user, as you guys know. A lot of people who follow the show weekly, you know that just a few weeks ago I finally came around after Pat had talked me into him for a minute. And he's at least a cut maker, for crying out loud. I mean, he's not done great, but he's a cut maker, and he's got a couple top 20s in there, top 10 at the Genesis, whatever. We'll deal with that. This is a weak field event. He in the fall he crushed it. Had a 6th at the Fortinet, 11 at the Sanderson Farms. Maybe he can get a little weak field magic brewing. Has he ever played the Canadian Open? Yeah, he did. He played in 2017, finished 14th. That doesn't matter. Anyway, I like CT Pan. I do agree with you though. I like Todd. I like the Todd father as well. The fade for me here is Justin Rose. Whatever. I mean, 8,800 for Justin Rose, who shows up. I don't know. I don't know why he shows up. I don't know what is he an RBC guy? I forgot that. Is he an RBC guy?
I don't think so.
Was
it actually true that DJ, that quote that I saw, it said he said he didn't even know what RBC even meant?
No, I think a guy on Instagram started spreading that around.
That's a good one, though.
Well, that is a good one. Although he probably doesn't know what it means. He just probably didn't say it. Yeah. I'm not buying Justin Rose. I'm out on J Rose. All right, let's get to the 7K range. This is a juicy range. It's always hard, Garrett, to narrow down the picks here.
Not really. I got 2 bangers.
2? Just 2. So it starts off with our boy Aaron Rye, Mark Hubbard. Love me some Hubs, homeless Hubs. Cam Champ is in there. Who else is doing their dirty thing down here? Dylan Fratelli's doing something weird. Austin Smotherman, our boy Gogs on the bag for Smoth Dad.
Yeah, let go, Gogs.
Doing his thing. Matt Wallace is back. He went over on the DP World Tour, made some money. Now he's back to try to see what he can do on the Big Boy Tour. Joseph Bramlett just had a great day at the longest day of golf U.S. Open qualifying. He finished top in his field. Who else we got in here? That's about it. All right, so who you like in here? You got 2 names in here you really love, huh?
Yeah, well, I thought Aaron Rye was going to be in the 8K range, so I picked him. I don't like picking the first guy, but Mr. Iron Covered, I like coming in. I like him this week. And then,
Are you in quicksand again, Garrett? I can barely see. Are you just look like a? There we go.
oh, I'm back up. Aaron Rye, love him.
What? Okay. I like Aaron Wright too. I mean, I'm a bit of Aaron Wright this year. He worries me with the ball striking right now, though, a little bit. It's been rough the last couple weeks.
Yeah, but we already talked about this. Who cares about this event? It doesn't matter about the tournament and all that. It's all about motivation, scheduling, all that. Like, bring out the iron cover guy. Let's run it. And then on top of that, let's bring out Pat Rogers at 77.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
7,700. Bring out Patty Rogers. And then who else is the guy that I love? This is a sneak pick. This is a sneak
We'll see
pick
about
that no one's gonna talk about. No one's talk. No, this is the DraftKings. I mean, everything you said about DraftKings, whatever. Hank Libiota,
I
big,
like Hank.
yeah, big D Hank.
I like
He's
Hank.
coming in. He's played here. He's played well here before. He flies under the radar. Again, another guy who a big week would really change his career, changes whatever the whole thing. Flusher, lefty,
Lebiota's played well at the Canadian Open before.
former lefty. Yeah, dude. Plus, he's a hockey fan. Big hockey guy. And they do all that stuff in Canada. You know the whole deal. Lebio.
Oh yeah, aren't they doing? Isn't like number 16 or whatever the hockey rink?
Oh yeah, during the pro-am, all the caddies and players do
Blast.
that.
Yeah. All right, I got some sneaky plays in here too because I mean I could say some names like, you know, I mean we both like JT Poston. We talked about him on the betting show. I like Poston pretty
No
good.
doubt.
I tell you who's playing really damn well right now, and our girl Nita had him in her 6K bays of the week last week, and he did pretty good with a T26. Pat Perez is golfing his ball at the moment. T12 at the Schwab, T26 at Memorial. Short game is being killer. Irons have been doing okay. You know, he's not a long hitter, but he can hit some fairways, making some cuts. I think Pat Perez is interesting. I'm gonna jump on. I think this may be the first time I've said this guy's name in terms of a play. Eh, If it's not the first time, it's not. I've not bet him. Maybe played him more than once. But Alex Smalley. What do you know about Alex Smalley? You know him?
Yeah, he went to Duke and Double D, my boy Don Donatello, big break special caddies for him. He's a gamer.
Don Donatello, the big
I don't know
break
if
guy?
he's still with him. I can't keep up with him, but yeah, he was for Smiley with forever.
Smalley's interesting. He's, you know, ball striking's okay. Gain strokes off the tee most weeks. Short game is very sus, but seemingly, you know, has some get up and go. 6th in Mexico, 2nd at Corrales. I mean, I don't know. See, Smalley's interesting. He's cheap too, right? Where is he? He's I think 7,500.
Yeah, I mean, I hate a lot of things that like I hate that shirt.
Yeah.
Has a little weird, but I don't hate that big.
I like Fratelli at 7,600 too.
What's up with you and Fratelli?
It's just today. It's just this week. I haven't picked Fratelli in forever. But he's making cuts and I don't know. He's this feels like a Fratelli event, Canadian Open, doesn't it? He looks Canadian.
Has he ever won in the PGA Tour?
Do what? Yeah, he
Yeah.
won the John Deere back in the day, like 2018. He won 2019. Won the John Deere in 2019.
He seems like a live golf guy.
Totally. Can't believe he's not going over there. He's South African too. Like,
do you think? I think he wanted to play. I think he was one of like the guys who like actually was trying to play and just didn't get the invite.
There's no way that Justin Harding is playing. Like, why would Dylan Fratelli not get an invite and Justin Harding would get an invite?
Justin Harding has a I think he has more career earnings than Fratelli.
Bullshit. There's zero chance that is accurate. Zero chance that's accurate. Justin Harding's never won on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
Dude, Fratelli, actually, look at this. Fratelli's actually had some major finishes that are pretty solid too. Finished 5th at the Open in 2021. Finished 5th at the Masters in 2020. 2 top 5s in majors.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I mean, Fratelli's probably made a boat ton more money than freaking.
Yeah, what's he not doing playing live golf?
Maybe it's a moral thing.
He'll be back.
Thing. Hey, by the way, speaking of live golf, in the YouTube comments, here's your question for the DraftKings listeners. Would you gamble or play DFS on the Live Tour if available? Now, in some states, apparently it is available.
Yeah.
We've seen it popping up here late in the day on Monday. Put that in the YouTube comments. I'm interested to know, will you be gambling on it? Will you play DFS if it's available, Live Golf Tour? And maybe a why or why not if you want to. But if you don't want to, just tell us if you would or if you would not.
I'm surprised Fratelli's not in the chat right now. I mean, that's the kind of shit he does.
Look at Sam pulling the numbers on you. 5.8 million career earnings for Dylan. Harding hasn't even hit 700,000 yet. What are we talking about? Get out.
And jokes on Fratelli because Harden's about to make a payday.
Yeah, that's true. Jokes on Fratelli. Oh my God.
He might pass. He might pass him on 1 week.
Yeah, he could. Huh?
Plays good golf for 4 days, and
it's kind of nuts. The fade here for me is Cam Champ. I don't typically play Cam Champ on a course that he cannot just unleash the weapon that is his driver. Obviously, length is an advantage no matter what club you have in your hand if you swing it hard, but it is pretty. You can look at his career and kind of see like he doesn't do well on short courses that take driver out of his hand. And then all of a sudden you put him on a course like Vedanta and he does great, T6. So I'm out on Champ at 7,800. This is not a course for him, seemingly, from what we know of St. George's. So I'm out on that.
You know what other guy I like in this 7K range?
7K is full of some good stuff. Who you like?
Snedeker.
No.
Yeah, dude. Sneds gets hot, rolls the pill everywhere, just makes everything.
What'd he do today? He was in the longest day.
I don't think so.
Yes, he was. I saw his name.
He's an RBC guy.
Here he is. Missed the cut. Finished even. Had to shoot 4 under, so he finished 4 off at Springfield Country Club in Springfield, Ohio.
Yeah.
So he's taking the trip from Ohio up to Toronto. Could be a thing.
It could be. Guess you're right.
I don't like Snedeker, man. I'm done with him.
You like Scott Piercy?
Nope.
He's a flusher.
Okay. Fun fact, right. Scott Piercy and Dylan Fratelli have been on the Tour Junkies show before. Back in the day.
All right, who we got next?
We used to pull those real high quality guests, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, we didn't get to it on the betting show because it wasn't out yet, but the PrizePicks stuff is going to be popping again this week. Now, I did tell you, I think I told this show, I don't remember, that AC, our PrizePicks guru in the Nut Hut chat, is off this week. So if you're in the Nut Hut looking for AC's PrizePicks plays, you ain't gonna get them. But a lot of other folks in there are bringing some gold on the PrizePicks right now. We got disc golf guru Kyle Senahy in there dropping disc golf power plays that are just money every week. You know, if you can't make back your Nut Hut $10 a month, $90 a year in 1 week, tailing guys on PrizePicks in our Nut Hut chat, then you're not doing it right. You're not paying attention. If you haven't gotten in on PrizePicks, you need to. It's a great daily fantasy game, pretty easy. You pick 2 to 5 players. You make picks based on an over-under on their projections. You can win some up to 10x, sometimes 11 or 12x based on your entry. It's just you versus the numbers. You're not playing a contest against other people. PrizePicks allows mixed sport entries, so you can do like NBA and PGA Tour and gaming, even if you're an esports guy, or Major League Baseball, MMA. All those stuff is all on PrizePicks. The mobile app is fantastic. It's such a fun like props or pick'em game. We love it, and they offer safe and fast withdrawals. They're legal in like 30 states, I think, 30 states, including like big ones like California, Florida, Texas. Love PrizePicks. Go to PrizePicks and use the promo code TJ, and you get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Use the code TJ when you sign up. Make sure you do that, and then follow us in the Nut Hut chat and get some good pick action going on, because we're delivering in there every single week. That's for sure. I usually give my favorite PrizePicks play for Thursday in the Tuesday emails. So if you've signed up for those, the heavy petting email on Tuesday, I put my favorite one in. And I think it wasn't last week, but it was for the Colonial, was the first week in like 4 or 5 weeks I lost. So it's been on a heater, but came to an end at Colonial. But we'll get back on that. We'll get back on the horse this week. All right, Garrett. So 6K range. I got one name, bro. One name.
And I got the same name, dude.
Do we
You
have
want
the
to say
same name?
it at once so I don't think I'm just
Oh gosh, should
piggybacking
we
on you?
say it together? Should we just say it together? Okay, you go. 1, 2, 3.
Callum
Callum
Tarrant.
Tarrant. Do we just become best friends?
Yeah, that's
I feel like the
exactly
lightning
right,
I feel like
dude.
the lightning bolt
Callum.
just hit me in the tip of my penis.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
You're the only
both
guy
love
I'm
some
listening
Callum
to.
Tarrant. Why do you love him? I told you why I love him on the betting show.
Because he's already. I'm in on those like so it's this weird thing like rhythms. You play good the same time of the year every year. So like Martin Trainer, he plays good when he wins. He plays good like once a year. It's that same kind of year, circadian rhythms or something like that. Callum
Wow.
Tarrant, he's qualified for the U.S. Open before. He qualified at Pebble when Big Don was on the bag, and I like Callum, dude.
Yeah, he just qualified.
Qualified again.
I think he qualified in Ontario. So he didn't have to make the long travel from qualifying. So he shot 68-65 at Rattlesnake Point Golf Club in Ontario. So he'll make a short trip over to Toronto. Shot 9 under to get a spot in. The only guy that beat him was Jonas Blixt at 10
Your
under,
boy.
who I will not play in DFS. I refuse to do that. Yeah, Callum Tarrant is it. I mean, speaking of Martin Trainer, he's in here and he's kind of flashed a little bit this
Yeah,
past, huh? He has. He finished T11 at Mexico. I mean, hell, just the fact he's made a cut. He finished 11th. He's made 3 straight cuts. 11th, 76th at the Byron, and 52nd at Colonial at Charles Schwab.
Yeah, that's gonna help you in DFS. 72nd.
No, it's not at all.
Do you know who I like? Who I was fading for a while on the Corn Ferry Tour, and now he's back, and he's like, he's eager than ever to win. Sean O'Hare.
Stop.
Yeah, why not Sean? Why not Big Sean?
He's a
6,800.
washed up, right?
No, he's not washed up. He's now competing on the Corn Ferry Tour, this is essentially basically a glorified Corn Ferry Tour event.
Well, I mean, the top end is pretty stout. The top 10 names are pretty good. It just drops off the cliff after that. That is what we got to remember. This is the top of this field is pretty stout, but you do have to wonder about the level of give a ripness that the top of the field has. But all right, good stuff, Garrett. That was fun, man. You good? You how hammered are you now?
Well, now I'm sobered up now.
No way you're sobered up.
No, I'm a little banged up. So,
producer Sam, should we do our 2-minute? Should we do our 2-minute men lineup with Garrett?
Oh, man, I don't know if I prepared for this. What am I doing?
Yeah, we should do it. All right, let's do it. All right, Garrett. Here's what we're gonna do. Pull out your DraftKings app so you can look up the names.
Okay.
And you and I are gonna build a DraftKings lineup, a tournament lineup.
Let's go. We get 6 names.
We're gonna get it to. We got to do it in 2 minutes. So we
Are we gonna do your style where we start from 6K and go up?
No, not necessarily. That's just how I look at the names. That's not necessarily how I pick my team, but that's just how I look at the names when they first roll out. So we need to try to agree as quickly as we can because we only have 2 minutes to do this.
Okay.
So, producer Sam, maybe you can keep time and just give us a warning whenever we're getting close. All right, and I'll kind of help build the lineup here on my phone as well. So you ready?
Yeah. Right.
All right, ready and go.
All right. First JT Poston 7,200.
Oh, jeez, we're going down to Poston. Okay, maybe I'll put him in for now.
Just throw him in. What are we talking about?
Okay, I'm throwing him in. All right, what about let's go to the top. What if we do like a nice little balanced build with starting with Finau? No, you don't want Finau. You don't agree on Finau. We got to agree on somebody up top with some like good win equity here.
You don't like Varner. I can ride with Burns.
Let's go Burns.
All right.
Burns at 10. Vegas. I love Vegas.
What's he at? 8,500. No, I like Mac over Vegas.
I'm not doing Mac.
What about B Todd? 8,200. Is he gonna be Is he gonna be high owned?
No, God, no. All right, we can do Burns. This is not good. We gotta do Vegas. Give me Vegas.
Vegas?
Yes.
All right, we'll give you Vegas.
Okay. All right. A couple more names left. We got let's see, names down here.
JT.
I already got JT in there.
All right, so JT, Sam, Vegas. We're at
2 golfers left. We have 8,000 average salary left. So we need to do like We could do a little. We could do Rod. I don't know. I don't want Rod. What about
What
Pat?
about Grayson Sig? Is he going to shoot his golf ball
No,
out?
I don't think so. I don't think Sig's gonna do his thing. We're probably getting close on time. What ab
Svensson?
You're going way too low.
What about?
Rogers?
Well, we can pick a tenor. How about Cam Smith?
We can't pick a tenor. We can't fit a tenor. That leaves you 5,800. That doesn't work.
You want CT? I'll give you CT.
You like him, don't you? I
If
talked
you
you.
give me Todd.
Todd? I already gave you Todd.
No, you pick Vegas instead.
I
Poston,
picked Todd
Burns,
and
and
Vegas.
Vegas.
We got
Oh,
30
okay.
seconds. We have Poston, Pan, Burns, Todd, and Vegas. We have one more pick, and we have
Oh.
8,000 left.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you gave me Todd.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, $8,000. We got
Rogers or Perez or
or
Fratelli or
Rye.
Smotherman.
Rye.
I don't like Rye.
What about Homeless Hubs?
I don't like Cubs either.
All right, Adam Long, Patrick Rogers.
I'll go Rogers. Go Rogers?
What about JJ Spawn?
No,
He wins before the majors.
he withdrew and he just got hurt, and then I think he withdrew from the U.S. Open thing too.
Nick Taylor, that's Canadian.
My
no?
God, hurry up!
Who do you like? You pick it.
Perez, Fratelli, we go Smotherman.
Oh, not Vertelli. All right, Smotherman.
We both left Smotherman. Done. Whew. God dang, that was hard. All right, we left $500 on the table. We have Sam Burns, we have Johnny Vegas, Brendan Todd, CT Pan, Austin Smotherman, JT Poston. That is a GPP lineup if I've ever seen
that.
one.
I like that.
That is for sure. We are the 2-minute men tonight. Barely got it in there, huh? That's all it takes. Garrett, thanks for hopping on me tonight, buddy. I appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me, man. Thanks for my elementary knowledge on DraftKings and.
I like it. It's good. You got any other questions? Could be beneficial for the listeners.
I don't think so. If you guys aren't listening, tune into the Corn Ferry Tour Junkies pod. We're gonna start having some more interviews on, and hopefully prepping you guys into some of these guys that you don't know about that you will know about. You know, the future Scotty Schefflers of the world, etc.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, tell them what the goal is for the content kind of going forward.
Josh Kistler, Popcorn Garrett. Yeah, pop this.
What's the goal going forward of the interviews? What are you trying to do? Who are you trying to land?
I don't really have any goals, but that's good. I haven't really thought about it now that you asked that.
I'm saying, like, I'm teeing you up for, like, you're trying to get the guys on there, the current players, guys who are going to be relevant next year for the PGA Tour.
I mean, I would even like to get some PGA Tour guys that can talk about their time on the Corn Ferry Tour.
Yeah.
You know how sweet would that be? If like JT comes on, it's like, yo, or Scheffler, or all these guys that have, you forgot they were even on the Corn Ferry Tour.
Yeah, but also like just getting some current guys now, so that when they're PGA Tour players next season, you kind of have a little bit of a baseline knowledge on how these guys are, how they roll. Awesome. Well, yeah, check out Garrett's podcast. Obviously, anywhere you listen to podcasts, Corn Ferry Tour Show, Corn Ferry Tour Pod. But you also have him popping up on the YouTube channel here as well. It goes live usually once a week. And yeah, give us the comment. I want to know, will you gamble or play on the Live Golf Tour? Garrett and I got into a little Live Golf conversation at the end of the betting podcast, if you want to listen to that. And, be prepared for the U.S. Open content next week. It's going to be wild. We're going to be in Scotland. Pray for me so that I can take care of Pat in a foreign country, because I've done it before and it's not easy. It'll probably take me to my emotional edge, but we'll have a good time. Play a lot of golf. Should be fun. And let's have a great week, Garrett. All right?
Let's have a day. Why not?
Your screens be green, people. Garrett's in the spirit world. See ya.